Welcome to a new fragrance review. Today I'm going to tell you what does Nintendo character wear as a fragrance. So not so long ago I did a video about superhero, what they would wear, and it made me think about doing this for other kind of character. And I was thinking about Nintendo. Everyone know Nintendo. It's really big brand that has a lot of well-known characters. So I decided to make a video about this brand, about those character. Now I talk about men's fragrance, so I'm gonna mostly go toward man character. Though there's one character that's not a man that I really like the character, so I'm gonna still put on the list. So I'm gonna start with the most famous character, which is Mario. And Mario being an Italian, I would assume he would be wearing some Italian fragrance. But I'm gonna go both Mario and Luigi. For some reason, it feels like Mario is more like the stereotypical Italian. Luigi is more having his own personality that is not 100% being about what a stereotypical Italian is. So I would say that probably Mario is wearing something, of course, Italian, but really common, really known. I was thinking maybe Acqua di Gio, probably the lastest Acqua di Gio. Yeah, that's what I think he would wear. And if I would go with Luigi, I would assume he's for some reason is wearing something still really Italian, but not something so mainstream because the character itself also isn't mainstream. So I would assume he's wearing Acqua di Parma Colonia, maybe Colonia Essenza, or at least something from the brand. I'm gonna come back to Mario character. I'm gonna say with a hero first, and then I'm gonna go with a couple of side characters. Next character, another really well-known character from Nintendo, Link. Link, I assume that as a character is probably not wearing any fragrance actually, but if I would put a fragrance that would go well on Link, though Link is actually many different characters, many different people, almost every video game with Link, it's a different Link in a different era, so technically a different person. It'd be hard to really pinpoint like one fragrance. I would say Guerlain Vetiver. And actually, I'm going to say Guerlain Vetiver for all the Link character because it's an old school fragrance. It's green and woody, a little bit rooty, and it feels to go with character itself. But personally, I would imagine that since it's a different character, a different time, and I would assume that many have different fragrance and some notable fragrance I would imagine with different kind of link. Absolutely be all ultra old school fragrance. I think the most modern will be actually Vetiver by Guerlain. But I would imagine stuff like Fougère Royale by Biguin, Eau de Cologne by Guerlain, like Eau de Cologne Impériale, maybe also 4711, really ultra old school fragrance, stuff that were made over 100 years ago. It's pretty much what I would imagine Link be wearing because he's actually from another time. Next, the character, which will be the only woman in the list, it's Samus Aran, that is the character from the Metroid series, and she's wearing a really big suit. And I would assume that if you go in space, you won't bring a bottle of perfume with you for many reasons. Also, if you're wearing that kind of suit, you're not going to wear fragrance for two big reasons. First of all, is that the fragrance will not leave like your suit, so no one will be able to smell you. Also, the other reason that it will stay in the suit and will probably be cloying and hard to breathe with fragrance inside of one of those suits. So like she's moving, she's gonna be sweating and make it even more intense. So I would assume she's not wearing anything. Also, you don't go whatever destroy planet, save planet, or anything like that. You don't put fragrance before going to war. We can say it like that. So I would assume she's not wearing fragrance, but still she's a person and she probably will be wearing something outside of when she's working. And for some reason, I would imagine her wearing Poison by Dior. Now to go with a little bit less known character, Ness. I think Ness would like Ness is a really big caricature of American or a young American boy like to play baseball and stuff like that. So I would assume he's wearing some kind of big caricature of like American boy that play baseball and everything. So probably some kind of Axe body spray, or maybe something from Paco Rabanne, maybe Invictus, maybe also Sauvage by Dior. You would just imagine something super stereotypical if you go and ask like a couple people what are our American teenager wearing as a fragrance, whatever people would answer, that's pretty much it. That I would assume they would be wearing. I won't go with Pokemons go because they're mostly animals, and I doubt animal will put fragrance, but some people put fragrance on their animals. You can make yourself imagine whatever they will be wearing too. Other honorable mentions, still getting in the realm of animals, all the crew from Star Fox. I would assume that they're actually wearing, all of them, for some reason, maybe obvious reason, I would imagine they're wearing something from Zoologist, and they will all be wearing like the fragrance that fits with like who they are. Or maybe I forgot the name of the brand, but there's like Tragedy of Lord George that is really well known. I think it's Penn Hellington or something like that. Would be probably wearing something like that. But it was somehow I would assume that each of them will have a fragrance that Star Fox he's a fox, so I would assume that will be wearing a fragrance that is represented by a fox, or that has fox in the name, or a big fox face on the bottle. Now to go back a little bit with Mario, which has more character than any other franchise that is really well known. Other character that's known from that franchise is Bowser. And Bowser, if I think of the character, I think he's wearing some kind of strong, somehow annoying, clubbing fragrance, like maybe even in the wrong type of situation. Like the kind of guy that you go on a road trip and he's putting like 25 spray of 1 million right before getting in the car, and it stinks in the car the whole time. I would assume he's that kind of character, that kind of person. And yeah, I would assume he's actually wearing something like that. Probably 1 million. This is what I would see him wearing. Wario, which is a character that looks a lot like Mario, but wearing yellow, still seems like somewhat stereotypical. And for some reason, since he's like the alter ego of Mario, but in like an evil way, I would assume that he's wearing Harmony Code, which pretty much is like, we'll put huge bracket like evil version, or the dark version, should say, of Aquadigio. Finally, Ganondorf, last character I'm going to talk about, which is the evil character in the Zelda series. I would assume that he's wearing something really expensive just because he can and he wants to show up, looks wealthy. Nowadays, I assume he would be wearing something like Aventus, or maybe something from Parfum de Marly, like Layton, or anything that's really expensive and that just like show up as well, show up that he's better than everyone for some reason. I believe that's what he would be wearing. Also, still goes in many era, a little bit like with Link. So I would assume he's probably gonna be wearing some old school version of Bios, those fragrance. I don't know the main name of the fragrance, but I know there's one fragrance that was made with either cognac or brandy instead of normal perfumers alcohol, and that was told that you had to put it on yourself and to drink it to make you smell even better. And how it worked, what it smelled, just heard about this fragrance and somehow would imagine that it's what he would be wearing. Also, for other reason, I assume he would be probably maybe wearing something with wood. So either direction. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, well, like and share if you have different character from the Nintendo universe that I haven't named and you want to know what I think they would wear. Put it in the comment. Also, if there's any character that they will be wearing something else, again, put it in the comment. So, thanks for watching and see you soon.